What are the spookiest audio or video clips on the internet? I remember one audio of a woman screaming while a chimpanzee was eating her face. Or something like that. I heard it a long time ago, so I don't remember the details. Her friend was on the phone begging for help and the call was recorded. I don't remember the audio itself, but I do remember I felt terrible after hearing it. Yep. She lost her eyes, lips, face, ears, fingers, nose. It really fucked her up sadly. In the call you can hear a classic chimpanzee screech and the dispatcher thought it was fake but sent an officer there. The chimp tried the passenger door of the police car. Locked. The chimp then punched the mirror off and started his way to the driver door and the officer shot the shit out of the chimp and it ran inside and died by its cage. I remember it from years ago as well. I'd be terrified of chimps if they just roamed around. If I remember right, the owner had given the chimp Xanax to calm it down. And apparently Xanax doesn't have the same effect on chimps as it does humans. Xanax is a legit bite disinhibitor. I got a script for my dog because he flips out in thunderstorms and got warned by the vet. Kind of like how some people are angry drunks and some aren't. The one that messes with me is the video of that one senator committing suicide because of some allegations. Very messed. Bud Dwyer. I'm not even a very religious person, but the audio from the exorcism of Annalise Michel chills me to the bone. You can find it on YouTube. Greater than she went through 67 exorcism sessions, 1 or 2 each week, lasting up to 4 hours. Were performed over about 10 months in 75 to 76. Later investigation determined that she was malnourished and dehydrated. Her parents and the priests responsible were charged with homicide. She was treated horribly. I got to know about the case from the movie. Her treatment was horrible to watch in the movie itself. But watching that clip was a totally different experience. The debate on her mental state versus possession aside, a woman was being legit tortured. I know that we did the right thing because I saw the sign of Christ in her hands. She was bearing stigmata and that was a sign from God that we should exorcise the demons. She died to save other lost souls, to atone for their sins. Anna Michel, Annalise's mother, 2005. Also, greater than there were 4 defendants. Father Arnold Renz, Pastor Ernst Dahl, and Annalise Michel's parents, Joseph and Anna. All 4 were found guilty of negligent homicide and sentenced to 6 months in prison. Suspended with 3 years probation. Edit. Little girl to the woman. She 23. Thanks to the one who pointed that out. I should not have came here. You never should have come here. Skyrim battle music. I feel like there is a major difference between something spooky and the asterisk depressed for days asterisk stuff people are posting. Op. Hey everyone, post some cool spooky videos. Quote, everyone, how about this audio of children being tortured? Quote, there's a recording of an interview with Ted Bundy on YouTube, in which halfway through he suddenly whispers something. I had earphones on when I was listening to it and it scared the shit out of me. Felt like he was right behind me. Yup. I whipped my headphones off as soon as he started whispering. Creepy as hell. Nah. The video of Elisa Lam in the elevator before her death. I just have no idea what she's doing. People, it's clear that there's someone off camera and I get why they say that. But I don't think anything is clear. She's acting so strange and then to turn up dead a few days later. So sad and unsettling. Her death has been concluded to be a psychological breakdown, so it's more tragic than scary. That one doesn't sit right with me. She acts like she's talking to someone who's scaring the fuck out of her. And her movements are so unnatural. Shivers. The first audio ever recorded back in 1860. It's of a woman singing, "Au clair de lune." It sounds so eerie and in my opinion, she sounds like a ghost. You can barely hear the words in the song from how distorted the audio is. Was a bit shaken when I went to sleep that night. That one police chase where the car goes through a fence and disappears. that was perfectly reproduced by a TV show that debunks paranormal videos. The fence kinda bends in the bottom part, allowing the car to go under as if under a tarp and then unfolds into place. It's quite neat. Fact or Fake is the show. I loved that show so much. It was the perfect mix of paranormal while also debunking bullshit Mythbusters style. After reading some of these comments I realize I'm a fucking pussy. Minecraft cave noises. Wrap up the thread boys, this one's a winner. This guy on YouTube that just sits in front of the camera for hours. And he uploads his staring sessions daily. Oh my gosh. Did you see the video where he was being robbed during one of the sessions but he didn't want to break character? There's also one where he breaks down crying for a couple of minutes in the middle of it, then goes right back to smiling for a couple more hours. I personally find that one way more disturbing. These are seriously fucked up. If anyone sees this comment, do yourself a favor and learn from my mistake. Do not watch or listen to any of the violent ones. I feel sick. The Skittles yogurt boy that pops up on Reddit sometimes. It popped up on YouTube, which of course had audio. So that was bad. NGL. That was weird. But also all of their ads are weird. I remember SEEIG one that said at the end, contract the rainbow, taste the rainbow, and it heavily implied that Skittles were an STD. Return this lab. Hashtag PTSD on. I'll read but not click any links. Listening to last podcast of the left, they did a 911 call episode. There's one where a guy calls and says his partner is stabbing her baby with scissors. You can hear her in the background screaming die. Die D-I-E-E. Can't remember the episode Beatz. Yeah, a bad one. I got like a quarter of the way into that episode and couldn't listen to the rest. I'm a huge LPOTL fan but I can't do 911 calls. Also their 9/11 eps creep me out. A lot of these posts aren't even spooky. Just morbid. Gimme unexplained or unusual stuff. Not shit like murder audio. I agree. I wanna feel spooked and puzzled, not sick to my stomach. One lunatic. One ice pick. If you've watched Don't FK with Cats on Netflix, you'll know what I mean. Or if you've watched the real video, you should probably stick to Don't FK with Cats on Netflix though. I watched the actual clip and it freaked me out so bad I couldn't sleep for weeks. What is it about the clip that is? Since I don't get the reference and I think I've seen more than enough nightmare-enduring stuff for the night. I've seen the clip. Luca Magnotta kills someone, cuts his arms and legs, fucks the rest of his corpse, and cuts parts of his ass and eats it. The number of motherfuckers answering without actually providing a link is too damn high. Y'all have forgotten what spooky means. I didn't come here to see accidents. These ghost tapes film the Vietnam War. The American soldiers recorded them in order to scare Vietnamese soldiers out of their hiding spots to kill them, monsieur. The audio and video clips of Tuk Char massacre are spookiest according to me. The extremists slice the throats of Russian soldiers slowly. Screaming and viewing a throat being sliced is horrific. When I was younger I saw people on 9gag talking about some video of some Czech or Hungarian teenagers that started off by killing cats and then went on to kill homeless people, if I remember right. I was curious and I watched that video and it was the most disgusting, disturbing piece of visuals that I've ever seen. I won't ever be able to get those images out of my head. Edit. They were from Ukraine. That was horrifying. Something like 2 guys 1 hammer. The cosmonauts who were lost in space radio transmissions. Just floating abandoned in space, freaking the fuck out. They're fake. Weren't these proof fake? Unless there's a recording of Komarov's mission that you're talking about. The audio from that scene in the Grizzly Man documentary from 2005. The documentary is about Timothy Treadwell, a conservationist living with grizzly bears on an Alaskan preserve. When one of the bears he protected turns on him and his partner, The Caretaker, is an album and is legitimately one of the only things on the internet to actually scare me. Do you mean everywhere at the end of time, the Alzheimer's one? I've literally had the beginning music of stage 1 stuck in my head all day today. It genuinely makes me feel really at peace, even if it is kind of bittersweet. Not going to be listening to stages 2 to 6 again though, LMAO. Explain please? Audio clip would be the Jonestown Massacre. Gosh, that's freaking disturbing. The whole freaking event was recorded. There's eerie deteriorated music playing in the background. Jim Jones is clearly slurring throughout his words in the microphone due to his drug overdose. Some people come up to the microphone and try to argue with his decision to die. And then you hear the children screaming and crying as they die in pain from being poisoned. You can even hear one spazzing out. And then there's the long eerie silence. No one saying anything and nothing but the strange demented music playing through. That's when you know that everyone has now died. That recording is 40 minutes long, and it's insane thinking that this tragic and infamous historic disaster was all recorded and we can listen to it right now. And video clips. Too many to choose from, Monsieur Obey the Walrus. Strange black and white historic videos. I feel fantastic. CCTV footages. Yeah, there's heaps. I feel fantastic haunts me sad face. Either the 911 911 call from the guy in the tower or the librarian 911 for Columbine. The toy box killer transcript audio is something that always made my stomach turn. I might be a bit sadistic. I might be a bit masochistic. I can handle some pretty goddamn fucked up things, but that audio fucked with me. I remember watching a documentary about it. The victim who got away, I think her name is Cynthia, told her story. It's on YouTube. I remember marveling at how brave she was, going through all of that and to escape too. There was a highly experienced legal typist who had to listen and type out the whole tape for court. She had to quit halfway through. She left her job and had a breakdown. There was another woman who had been a victim of David Parker Ray, and she had been hypnotized to forget it all happened. The police found her because she was on one of his videos and someone recognized her leg tattoo. It was her, but she truly didn't remember. I hope Cynthia and the other lady are doing okay now. I read that one girl got away and was turned away by law enforcement because no one believed her. I think the one that gets me is the grainy early 70s video of a guy getting out of his car in a national park in Africa and filming lions resting. His wife is pleading with him and pulling him back, and there are other cars present who obviously are filming his idiocy. He is attacked by a female lion who comes up behind him, and all the lions proceed to eat him alive. All the while he is trying to fight them off. The video moves to the faces of horror on the occupants and children screaming at the scene in their cars, and the eventual arrival of park rangers to remove what little was left of his body. Or I will go with the Bud Dwyer suicide. The dang thing was on live TV. That thing fucked me up. Even the photos before and after are terrifying. Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone foot fungus. But as it turns out, that might be what you get. Just to lighten up the comment section. Imagine several puppies with flower crowned running in a field of tulips until they find you and give you many puppy kisses. The tittle, it's in Spanish and it's called Obedece a la Morsa. Bu hell nah. I already know anything with Spanish language plus ghosts equals hell plus. Greater than Obedece a la Morsa. It is just scary music playing over a disfigured drag performer. Well, looky here, we don't all have the balls of steel that you have. Read half a comment and nope the fuck out. The I feel fantastic one. Very creepy. With the mannequins. That's an android. Fuck androids. Not an internet clip. But I remember years ago, nearly 2 decades ago, we'd have a holiday every year in a caravan. While they always had a VCR player, they had no actual videotapes, which meant you were to bring your own, I guess. One time during these holidays, one caravan actually had a videotape. Me being bored out my mind because I decided to stay alone as my parents went out somewhere. I decided to play it. Nothing showed up on the TV screen, only a horrible ass noise of wind hitting the mic, then a voice saying in very elongated gaps, "So cold. I can't." Then the video ends like that. Never really came off as creepy at the time. I just thought it was a faulty video and then put it back. Far as I'm aware, my family never came across it either. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.